Hi, Peggy. How are you? Thanks for joining. So, if anybody's here, I see Peggy's here. Oh, she must be able to hear me. She said hi back, so that's good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're good. Such a beautiful day, it's hard not to be good, right? We're going to give people a couple more minutes to hop on here. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. Yes, Canyon, yes, it is nice having my windows open. Yes, Paul and I have our windows open today too. It is just beautiful out. It's a little warm, but the humidity's not too bad, so it's a beautiful Minnesota summer day. That's for sure. The last couple days have been. I know I even got to pick my very first tomato out of my garden today, and I made BLTs for Paul and I for lunch today, and they were really good. So, okay, let's get started. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about a couple, get some business things out of the way. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the more to celebrate. So Stampin' Up! Has added more. Oh, hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining. They have added, through the end of August, more things to go along with the celebration. I did include this in my newsletter and I did post it on Facebook. There's some really awesome things that are available for free. There's embossing folders, specialty papers, there are dies and specialty boxes. And pretty much there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that you could earn for $50. So if you spent $50, you could get this embossing folder. If you spent $100, you could get both of these embossing folders. Or you could get, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 items for $100. So like the aspirin tree dies, this goes with the perched, I think it's called perched in a tree with that little plump bird. That goes with this. So if you spent $100, you could receive the dies for free. So if you have any questions on that, please feel free to send me a message and I'll try to answer the best I can. And the next thing that I want to share with you all are these lovely cards that I received in a swap that I recently participated in. I thought it would be fun to show you guys these awesome cards. I joined, it was for the retreat that I participated in July, and there were many different swaps that you could participate in, and I chose the holiday swap. So the very first card, isn't that cute? This is from the Bewitching stamp set. I love that she used the new Alphabest for the sentiment. And the person that made this is Deidre Kroll. She's with the Stamping Muse. It's an absolutely beautiful card. I just love it. Isn't that cute? And then this is the one that I made that I submitted for the swap. This is Best Witches. And then we'll go to Christmas. And then there's this one. And this is the absolutely awesome card that Melissa Faust made. I just love that she used the fabulous frame dies. And I love the sentiment, whatever brings you happiness. And she used the Gingham Cottage DSP. So cute. I love this card. And then this super cute. She used the frame that goes with the set. And this is made by Deb Norman. And here's, we got some cute Christmas Scotties. And this one is made by Karen Forward, and another cute Scotty. I like that she did the 2 different color Scotties. I mean, traditionally a Scotty you see is black. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Melissa says she absolutely loves my card. Well, thank you. This one, black is your traditional Scotty, but there are other colors. So I like that she did another color with her Scotty. And this is made by Linda Zaleski. And then this gorgeous, nice, beautiful with the nativity is just so beautiful in the Night of Navy. I absolutely loved it. And then she's got some embossing. Can't tell here. This was made, her name is Carol Lee. And then we have the super cute with the to the North Pole with that grumpy looking cat and that cute little puppy. She used like some gold foil paper. I just love it. Her name is Melanie Hale. And then this is really gorgeous barn scene. I think that is so pretty. There is a lot of really nice Wink of Stella on here. It's such a pretty card. I can't really read her name, but I think it says Susie Clocks. And then this is the Mistletoe set. And this was by Twyla Cade. And then this was for the Trees for Sale. I thought this was a nice, cute, clean and simple card. I liked this card. And this one was made by Tracy Sorge. So yeah, it was nice to get these cards. It's always so great to see what other people are making with their sets that they get. It was a lot of fun to receive those in the mail. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a card that I made with the Hippest Hippos. And this card was inspired by Pinterest. I saw a card. Her name is Tina Wardall. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I was browsing through Pinterest like I do all the time. And she had a card made with the elephants on parade. And what intrigued me most were these beautiful bubbles that she had made. And I thought, wow, how did she do that? So she had a video posted and I watched it. And I thought, how fun would it be to share with you guys how to make these bubbles? And then in hers, she had the elephant, and she used that Snowfall accent puff paint to look like little bubbles. And then I thought it would be fun to use the Hippest Hippos, and I added some little bubbles to him and down below underneath. The bubbles are relatively easy to make. It's just basically tracing. So all you're going to do is you're going to what I use to trace, you could use anything you have with circles on it. It could be an individual circle. I just wanted something that I thought that would be easy for me. So I used the Picture This dies. And this is the die set, one of the dies that comes with that set. It's in the annual catalog. And all I did was I just set this on my piece of basic black cardstock. And this is cut at 2.5 by 5.5. And then I just take your white watercolor pencil, and all that you do is trace here. I want you guys to be able to see this. Okay. And then you just take and what I wanted some of the bubbles to be coming off of the paper and some of them to be, a whole circle or a whole bubble. And so all you do is you just start by tracing your circles. Just like so. And then I just went, I traced my circles, and then I just moved it wherever, I thought the next bubble. And as you can see, here I have some bubbles. So I could take it then and go a different direction. You could do something like this. You could, move it up wherever you think you might want some bubbles. So I think we've got, I'm going to put a small one over here. Like that. I think I want one right here. And I want think we're going to go off in the corner like so. We'll do the same thing over here. Okay, so that's the first step. The first step is you want to trace your bubbles. And I just thought this was easy to use because it didn't take a lot of time. It was all attached. All your circles are there. So then, oh, excuse me. The next thing that you want to do is you want to take and you want to treat, make some lines. You want to use, what I'm using are the watercolor pencils. We're not using them with watercolor. We're using them as colored pencils today. But I'm using white, that's not right, Pacific Point and Flirty Flamingo to give it that iridescent kind of bubbly look. And the first thing you want to do is you want to just make lines close to the edge on one side. Okay, and I just start with my white, just like this, wherever you think that a line should go. And I'll put one on this side, because you're going to put them on each side. And then you're going to take your blue and your Flirty Flamingo, so your Pacific Point, and you're just going to kind of go around where you made your white lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be on the top, it can be on the bottom, it can be on both sides. You could put a little on top of the white. Oh, a little blue here. And then you're going to take your Flirty Flamingo and you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to add a little bit to kind of give it that, make it seem like it's an iridescent, like a bubble, like what a bubble looks like when the sun hits it. And you're going to add that. And then you are going to, on the other side of your bubble, you're going to make another set of lines. So you're going to wherever you want, and you're going to just go and do the same thing. And you're going to make, it can be short, however you would like your line to be. Put one here. Let's see. I think I got them. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to add just a little bit of color to that white you made. And you can go over the white, you can go above it, next to it, on each side, whatever. It's totally up to you. And that is all it takes to make these super, super fun bubbles. I just thought this was the neatest thing. When I saw her make these bubbles, I thought, my gosh, people are so creative and so smart. So then your next step would be to make one of your set of lines a little thicker than your thin line. So you just want to take and just kind of make one just a little bit thicker than your, like here I have two. So I'm just going to make this one a little bit thicker, just like so. And I'm going to do this one here. And it's just going to add a little bit more depth to your bubble. And you can use the white. And then if you want to add a little bit more color, you can add a little bit more color. You can go above and below your line. You just want to make one of them just a little bit thicker than your one that's closest, to the edge. So I'm just going to go over a little bit with some pink where I made it thicker. I'm just, doing a little scribble. That's all it is. And I'm just going over that white a little bit, but not covering it completely. So does anybody have any questions on how to make these bubbles? Okay, so the next step, it's kind of hard to see the color in here. I don't know if you can see. As you can see, that's all it is you're just adding a little bit of that Pacific Point and a little bit of that Flirty Flamingo to give it that iridescent look. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to add some little like dots, or like it kind of looks like a semicolon in some spots. So the first are little stars, just to kind of give it that little bit of extra look. And you're going to do this with your white. Okay, and then here I am going to do sort of as much as I can. Kind of reminds me of like a semicolon. Kind of that little thing you see when you see balloons in art, where it has that little bit of a little mark. I'm not sure what that's called. Oh, thanks, Melissa. It really is cool. It's a lot of fun. I really, really, truly enjoyed making these cards. And also, Tina Wardell, she also did it on white paper. And then what she did was she used more, the pink and the blue was more defined. I thought that was really pretty. But yeah, she did hers with the, just going to add some little white dots. Little tiny stars. Just to kind of give it that hand-drawn look. Okay, so I think we have, let's see, let's add a little tiny one here. I don't know what the actual name, I just think it looks like a, I think it's semicolon. That's the apostrophe in the little. And let's see, let's put a star on this one. Little star, let's just do some little dots right here. So there we have our bubbles. So easy. I did have some people ask me if it was DSP that I was using, and all it is tracing circles and just drawing little lines with your colored pencils. You could easily do this on Night of Navy, any dark color, but I think the black really makes it stand out. So this will be our mat, and we just have our basic card that's just the 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then we want to fold and we want to burnish. And then I'm going to mat my bubbles on a piece of polished pink that is 2 3/4 by 5.5. And let's see, I've been having problems with my seal today. Let's see if I can get it to go. And let's see, I want this at the top. And we're just going to make our mat. And I'm going to turn it over. And we're going to put this right on our card. Okay. And I just want a little bit of the white on the left-hand side to show. So there we have our first mat for our card. Then the next thing that I want to show is I already die cut my hippo and colored it to save time, and I made my sentiment tags. I mean, come on, hey, good looking. I just thought that looked so cool with the bubbles. And here's our little wash tub. And then what I did for the bubbles is I cut from the Brood dies, the Brood for You set, I cut the little beer, the foam from the mugs, the die cuts for that. I cut the big one and the little one. And how you make your bubbles is with puff paint. Okay, so what you're going to do is you need the Snowfall Accent puff paint, and you need your heat tool. Oh, thanks, Peggy. I think Peggy, you would really enjoy doing this. It's not super messy. It looks like it could be messy, but really, honest, truly, it's not. And now you want to make sure, as you can see, I'm shake, and you want to make sure your puff paint is shook up really good. Okay, so I'm going to take my puff paint, and now the more puff paint you use, the bigger puff you're going to get. Like if you can tell here, like on the wash tub, see I used a lot of puff paint to get it really bubbly. And then down here on the little bath mat, I did just a little bit. So I just got just kind of like, you know, that look when the bubbles are just starting to fade. So yeah. Oh, Peggy, you definitely can pull this off. This is super easy. Okay, so I'm just going to take my puff paint, and got my silicone mat here so I don't get it everywhere. And I am just, as you can see, it's coming out, and I'm just tracing the paper with my puff paint, and I'm just going to fill it up. And like I said, the more you put on, the puffier it's going to be. Okay. And then I'm going to take the reverse tweezers and see if I can't pick it up. I should have picked it up first before I put the stuff on. So then what you want to do is you want to take your heat gun, okay? You want to heat it up first. Get it good and hot first, because will the puff paint go through the mail okay? Yeah, I've made cards with the puff paint. I've done them on Santa hats, like the little ball or like the brim of his hat, to kind of make it look fuzzy. And I think I've put it on, and yeah, it goes through the mail fine. It's not too bad. And it might smush just a little, but it's not going to deflate your bubbles. So I'm going to heat this up, so you probably aren't going to hear me very well. So be patient. I just kind of like to blow it around, get it hot. I like to make sure I feel it, you know, to make sure it's good and hot. Okay? And then what I want to do, because if you go too long, you're gonna burn it. So you just want to, let me see if I can get this in my hand here. Hold on. So basically what you're doing is you're just taking it, I hope you can see, and you're just going like this with your heat gun. And it's dripping off because I'm holding it up in the camera. Before I was holding it flat when I was doing it myself. Okay, so here I don't know if you guys can see, but see it's starting to bubble up already because I heated my heat gun first. Okay. And there, now we have, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I was holding it up so you guys could see, and it dripped off of the paper. But here, oh, I'm trying to see if you guys can see. I got a new camera, so I'm not sure how well. But yeah, it got real poofy. Oh, here maybe it's better for you to see. Okay, so that's our first puff paint. We're going to get rid of this here. I think he got stuck on there. Okay, so there's your first thing. I'm going to pick this up first with my reverse tweezer. And then I think I'll put the paint on here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. If you want it a little less poofy, just put less puff paint on. And then we're going to take our heat gun again, and it should be already heated up. It wasn't off for that long. And we're going to take it, and we're just going to go like this. And see if you guys can see that. It just starts, and it goes pretty fast, so but I absolutely love this for Christmas time. I love that. Yeah, Peggy, you can actually use the heat gun. We need to have an embossing class. I should do a video so that you could use your heat tool. So I don't know if you can see. You could even do this with the Brewed For You kit. And if you're making like a mug of root beer or a mug of beer, you can add this on for the foam from the mug. I think that would be really fun. So now we're going to take our little hippo, our super cute hippo, and he's going to be in this wash tub. So I'm just going to have him like here. So I think he needs a little bit of bubble here. And let's give him a little bit on his head and on his cheek. And I put a little bit on his hand because I think it was on his hand and he rubbed his face. What do you guys think? So again, we're going to take our heat gun, and it should already be hot. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to heat this up. And we're going to go not try to hold it on that paper too long, as we just want it to get a little bit of poof. And you'll know because you can see it happening, and then it's not shiny anymore. Because when you're using that puff paint, it's shiny, and then when it puffs up, it turns kind of that flat matte color. So here we got our little bubbles on our little guy. And then what I did for the little mat on the floor, I think the diorama dies would have been fun, but I do not own those. So what I did was I used the Label Me Fancy punch. That's this punch right here. I don't want to glare you guys, but it's this one, if you can see that. And then I just put my paper in just a little bit I just want a little bit of a scallop to look like a little bath mat underneath his little wash tub. And then what I did was I just put a real little bit, and I even kind of spread it around a little bit with my nozzle of the paint tube. So it kind of gave it that impression of bubbles that have kind of deflated a little bit. And I just want a real little bit. And if it got too thick, I'm just going to pull it with the nozzle of your paint container. I'm going to take my reverse tweezers. We're going to pick this puppy up. Maybe. We might pick it up. So did you guys do anything fun today? I sat outside a little bit. I picked some tomatoes. Nothing too exciting. It's just nice to have it, to be able to be outside and enjoy it, not die from the humidity. Okay, so now we're going to start that heat up gun again. And it shouldn't take long because there's not as much on here. And we're just going to get it's just going to bubble up just a little. And you'll know because, like I said, it's glossy, kind of like glue looks before it dries, like Elmer's glue. And there you go. So then this would be fun, I think, to make cotton candy on a card. I've been thinking about it, and I haven't been able to figure out, because I haven't played with it, to see if I could add some color to this to make like pink or blue cotton candy. I think that would be really a lot of fun, because you can make it real thin like this, and I think cotton candy would look well. Oh, Peggy went to the dentist. Ooh, that does not sound like fun to me. I do not enjoy the dentist. Okay, so then what you want to do is, let's see, I'm looking for my glue, and I bet you it's right here. Nope. And I am going to glue my little piece of white or floor mat on here, because I'm going to pop up the wash bin and the hippo. Just worked. Melissa worked, and my niece and nephew are sleeping over, so we'll have a fun night. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. What are you guys going to do? You're going to do something fun? Jump through the sprinkler? Okay, so we have our bath mat, and then we're going to take our little wash tub, and we are going to pop that up with dimensionals. And we are going to just use 2 dimensionals on the wash tub. Oh, Peggy, I remember those nights my niece slept over. They were the best. I had the best time at my Aunt Peggy's house. I lived in St. Cloud when I was young, and so I used to get to go and spend the weekend with my Aunt Peggy at her house in Brooklyn Park. And then she moved to Andover. So then I got to go to Andover. And then when I was old enough, and my parents allowed me to, I got to drive there myself. We're making homemade pizza, and I'm sure we'll get ice cream. Ooh, yeah, they definitely have to have ice cream. Also hoping to watch the new Lightyear movie. Oh, yeah, that will be cool. I think what I should have done is I should have put my little hippo guy under here first. Let's hope this doesn't stick down too hard yet. Yeah, I don't think so. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, I'm going to stick him on, and then I'm going to stick dimensionals on the hippo, just like so. But like I was saying, I used to go to Peggy's, and we always used to do something fun. Sometimes we did a little craft project. Sometimes we sat and we almost always went shopping. One year when I was older, I think I was 20, we went to Disney World with my cousin, her son Matthew, which was a lot of fun. Peggy and I have spent a lot of time together over the years. So I totally understand, Melissa, when you say you'll have fun. Those were the best. Okay, so now I'm just going to use some multi-purpose glue on my bubble bath bubbles. And we're just going to put him right like here. And then I'm trying to think some of the other things. I remember sometimes we used to play cards at night, like Skippo or a game like Straight Five. And then Peggy, my Aunt Peggy, is a big music person. And she likes old country and like older stuff and like Karen Carpenter, and still laugh to this day listening to Don Ho. Tiny bubbles to go with our bubbles. Oh my gosh, I should have thought of that right away. So yeah, that was kind of the joke, is Peggy and her Don Ho and her tiny bubbles. A lot of fond memories. Okay, so now we want to put our Hey Good Lookin'. And now this is from the Amazing Phrasing. Amazing Phrasing. Say that fast 3 times. And then I'm going to use dimensionals. And I stamped the hay in polished pink. And now the Amazing Phrasing, these are available in Celebration. And these are available, both the hippos and the dies and the sentiments, in Celebration while supplies last until the end of the month. And what's sold out so far is the Pool Party and Soft Seafoam note card set and the Tree Lot dies. So that little camper. Oh no, don't give away my secret. Sorry, Peggy, you're busted. And then we're just going to take our Good Lookin' and we're going to put him here. And then we're going to take some of these iridescent rhinestone basic jewels, because I thought how perfect to go with our iridescent bubbles. And now I'm looking for my tool. Okay, we got my pick tool, U-pick tool, whatever it's called. I love this thing. I just always call it my pick tool. And I'm going to put some, bling this baby up. So we're going to put one here, and we'll put a smaller one right here. And let's take a really small one. We want some on the black to go with these bubbles, because these will be the smaller bubbles. And let's put one here like he's coming off of the little hippo. You can never have too many embellishments, right? Put one there, and we'll put them there. So there you go. Just like that, we have our Hippest Hippos bubble bath. Isn't that absolutely adorable? Hey, Good Lookin'. I just love that. And I loved, oh, thanks, Peggy. I absolutely love these iridescent bubbles. I just think they're so much fun. I can't wait to try it on white paper with more pink, like a more pinkish, bluish puzzle. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Thank you so much, you guys. And thank you so much for watching live. I really, truly do appreciate it very much. So if you guys have any questions at all, you know how to get a hold of me. Feel free. You can text me. You can get me on Facebook. You can send me an email. Comment on a blog. Comment on YouTube. However you want to reach me, I am always catch my notifications. So I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday evening. And Melissa, enjoy your time with your niece and your nephew. And have some ice cream for me too, okay? All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Bye now.